Hey, beautiful souls, welcome back. There's a moment in everyone's life when the world goes completely silent. Not the peaceful kind of silence, the terrifying kind, the kind where you realize you've been screaming into the void for years, and the void never cared. Mine came at a funeral, standing there, watching them lower someone who spent 40 years talking, arguing, explaining, defending. And in death, perfect silence, perfect focus. That's when the ancient words of Seneca hit me like lightning. Every new thing excites the mind, but a mind that seeks truth turns from the new and seeks the old. You're drowning in noise, aren't you? Not just external noise, the internal chaos. The mental civil war, where 17 versions of you argue about what you should have said yesterday, what you need to do tomorrow, while today bleeds away unnoticed. The Stoics called this spiritual bleeding. 2,000 years ago, they diagnosed the disease you're suffering from right now. A disease where your focus is shattered across 1,000 worthless battles, where your voice is exhausted from conversations that evaporate like morning mist, where your silence has been murdered by the constant need to be heard, seen, validated. You scroll through your phone at 2 a.m., hunting for something. But what? You enter rooms and forget why. You start sentences and lose their endings. You're not living, you're flickering, like a dying light bulb, generating heat but no illumination. Marcus Aurelius commanded legions yet wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." A man who could order the death of thousands chose to whisper wisdom to himself in a tent, surrounded by war. If he could find focus in that chaos, what's your excuse? These aren't lessons, they're surgical procedures for your infected mind. 10 incisions that will drain the poison of perpetual distraction. Some will make you angry, others will make you weep with recognition. All will mark you, because truth doesn't comfort. Truth transforms. The person you are when you start this journey, they won't survive it. Good. They were never meant to. The silent warrior sleeping inside you has been waiting for permission to execute the chattering fool who's been running your life. Drop this affirmation in the comments right now. Today, the noise dies. If you're brave enough for metamorphosis, subscribe. Hit that bell like you're sounding an alarm for your sleeping potential. Share this with someone whose light is flickering. And whatever happens, don't you dare skip ahead. These truths must be swallowed in order, like medicine that becomes poison if taken wrong. Your transformation begins with the next breath you take. Make it count. Now, let's get into it. Number 1. Your words are bleeding. You dry. A man once spent 7 years in solitary confinement. When released, reporters asked what he learned. He smiled and said 3 words. Silence creates kings. You leak power through your mouth like a punctured fuel tank. Every opinion you share on social media, every argument you engage in, every explanation you offer to people who never asked, you're performing oral suicide on your potential. Epictetus taught. Nature has given men 1 tongue but 2 ears, that we may hear from others, twice as much as we speak. But he wasn't teaching mathematics. He was describing alchemy, the transformation of noise into knowledge. Watch yourself tomorrow. Really watch. You'll speak to fill awkwardness. You'll comment to feel relevant. You'll explain to justify your existence. You're not communicating. You're bleeding out loud. The most powerful person in any room is the one who speaks last. Or never. They're not plotting, they're absorbing. While everyone else empties their ammunition into the air, they're loading their weapon with everyone else's weaknesses. I once watched a negotiation worth millions. One side talked for 40 minutes, pitched, persuaded, practically begged. The other side? 6 words. No thank you, we'll pass, goodbye. They won everything by saying almost nothing. Your constant need to vocalize is fear dressed as confidence. Fear that if you don't speak, you don't exist. Fear that silence equals invisibility. But invisibility is a superpower when everyone else is desperate to be seen. The gladiators of Rome had a saying before entering the arena: "We who are about to die salute you." But the greatest gladiator in history, Flamma, never said it. He fought 34 fights, won 21, earned freedom 4 times, and rejected it each time, in complete silence. His memorial reads, "He spoke with steel. Starting now, implement the rule of thirds. For every 3 thoughts, speak 1. For every 3 responses you want to type, send 1. For every 3 conversations you could join, enter 1. Watch what happens. The words you do release will land like meteors instead of raindrops. Silence isn't just golden. Silence is ammunition. And you've been firing blanks your entire life." Number 2, distraction is modern slavery. You're a slave, not metaphorically, literally. You wake up checking a master's messages. You interrupt your meals to respond to a master's summons. You sleep with the master's device next to your head. The chains are invisible, but they're tighter than iron. Seneca witnessed Nero's madness and wrote, "Every man is in bondage to fear who depends upon chances for his happiness." Your notification sound, that's the crack of the whip. Your infinite scroll, that's the hamster wheel they've built for your mind. The average person checks their phone 96 times per day. That's once every 10 minutes of consciousness. You're not using technology. Technology is using you, harvesting your attention like a resource, mining your focus like gold, leaving you hollowed out, wondering where your day went. But it goes deeper, darker. Every app on your phone was designed by teams of neuroscientists, not to help you, to hook you. They call it engagement. Ancient Rome called it what it was. Chains. You think you're choosing to check Instagram. You're not. An algorithm decided you should, triggered your dopamine, and watched you dance like a puppet. You're not scrolling, you're being scrolled. You're not watching, you're being watched. The Stoics had a practice called voluntary hardship. They'd sleep on floors, fast for days, wear rough clothes, not for punishment, for remembrance, to remember what freedom felt like. When did you last go 24 hours without a screen? When did you last eat a meal without documenting it? When did you last have a thought you didn't share? Freedom isn't the ability to do whatever you want. Freedom is the ability to want nothing. And right now, you want everything. Every notification, every update, every meaningless micro-dose of validation. Here's your first act of revolution. Turn your phone to grayscale. Now. Not tomorrow. Now. Colors are triggers. Black and white is reality. Watch how your brain rebels. That rebellion? That's withdrawal. That's your addiction showing its face. Next, create a phone graveyard. A drawer where phones go to die for 2 hours daily. No exceptions, no excuses. Feel that panic rising. That's not you. That's your programming. The real you has been suffocating under notifications for years. You want focus. Kill the slave inside you first, because no one can serve 2 masters. And right now, you're serving the wrong one. Number 3, your emotions are liars in disguise. A samurai once stood perfectly still while his master insulted him for 3 hours. Spit flying, accusations burning, humiliation served cold. The samurai never flinched. When asked how, he replied, "I wasn't there." Only my body attended that meeting. Marcus Aurelius discovered this secret while watching his own son plot against him. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your emotions aren't responding to reality. They're responding to your interpretation of reality, and your interpretation is usually delusional. That rage you felt when someone cut you off in traffic, that wasn't about safety. That was about respect. That anxiety eating you alive before the presentation. That's not about performance. That's about perception. Every emotional reaction you have is your ego throwing a tantrum, because reality won't follow your script. You're living in emotional quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. That person who made you angry, they didn't make you anything. You made yourself angry and gave them the credit. You're writing checks from your peace account and letting strangers cash them. The Stoics had a word, apatheia. Not apathy as we know it, divine indifference, the ability to watch your emotions like clouds passing through sky, present but powerless, visible but temporary, real but irrelevant. Your heart races when you see that text from your ex. Your stomach knots when the boss says, "We need to talk." Your mind spirals when someone doesn't respond immediately. You're not experiencing life. You're experiencing your anxiety about life. Living in a haunted house where you're both the ghost and the terrified resident. Tomorrow, practice this. When emotion rises, count to 17, not 10. 17. It's unusual enough to break the pattern. In those 17 seconds, ask, is this feeling solving anything, or is it just noise? You'll discover that 90% of your emotional responses are just habits. Outdated software running on repeat. That anger you carry, it's fear wearing a mask. That sadness you nurture, it's resistance to reality. That excitement you chase, it's distraction from emptiness. Strip them all away, and what remains? Power. Pure, focused, terrifying power. The battlefield isn't out there, it's in your chest. And you've been losing because you keep negotiating with terrorists. The terrorist thoughts that hijack your peace and demand ransom. Number 4. Everyone is stealing your focus. They're vampires. Every single person demanding your attention is a vampire feeding on your life force. Your mother calling about nothing, your friend texting about drama, your colleague scheduling another pointless meeting. They're all feeding, and you're the buffet. Seneca watched Rome burn while Nero played music and understood. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor. Everyone craves more of you. More time, more energy, more responses, more validation. And you keep giving, wondering why you're empty by noon. The word yes has become your suicide note, written fresh every morning. Yes to the favor. Yes to the call. Yes to the event you don't want to attend. Yes to the person who wouldn't notice if you disappeared. You're not kind. You're cowardly, hiding behind politeness while your dreams suffocate in committee. People sense weakness like sharks sense blood. The moment you respond immediately, you've trained them. Like Pavlov's dogs, they'll keep ringing your bell, knowing you'll salivate with compliance. Your availability has become your curse. Watch the powerful. Really watch them. They don't respond to texts immediately. They don't answer calls on the first ring. They don't explain their absence. They understand something you don't. Attention is currency, and you're bankrupt because you spend it on everyone except yourself. Your friend's relationship drama doesn't need your input. Your family's political arguments don't need your referee. Your social media's endless scroll of other people's performances doesn't need your audience. You're watching everyone else's movie while yours remains unfilmed. The ancient Stoics practiced selective association. They chose their company like generals choose their soldiers, not from kindness, but from strategy. Because every person in your life is either adding to your power or draining it. There's no neutral. That group chat you're in, the one that buzzes 17 times a day with nothing, that's a focus funeral, and you're attending daily. Those news alerts about disasters you can't influence, that's manufactured panic injected straight into your veins. Those people who only call when they need something, those aren't friends, those are parasites with phone numbers. Here's what nobody tells you about boundaries. They're not walls to keep people out. They're filters to keep sanity in. When you say no to someone else, you're saying yes to yourself. When you don't respond immediately, you're declaring independence. When you miss their call on purpose, you're choosing sovereignty. Starting today, implement the 24-hour rule. Every request gets a 24-hour waiting period before response. Watch how many urgent things solve themselves. Watch how many emergencies evaporate. Watch how many vampires find other necks to bite. Your focus isn't scattered, it's being stolen. And you're the one handing it out like free samples, wondering why you're starving. Number 5. Comfort is your assassin. Your bed is too soft. Your food is too available. Your entertainment is too easy. You're dying in comfort, suffocating in convenience, drowning in ease. The Stoics knew what you refuse to accept. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Cato the Younger walked barefoot through Rome in winter, not from poverty, but from power. He declared, "I will begin to speak when I have that to say which had not better be unsaid." He understood that voluntary hardship creates involuntary strength. You avoid cold showers because they're uncomfortable. You avoid difficult conversations because they're uncomfortable. You avoid solitude because it's uncomfortable. You're avoiding everything that would make you unstoppable. Your ancestors fought bears. You fight with Wi-Fi passwords. Your ancestors crossed oceans in wooden ships. You complain when delivery takes more than 2 days. Your ancestors built civilizations with their hands. You can't build focus for more than 10 minutes. Evolution didn't prepare you for this much comfort. You're a warrior born into a pillow factory. The temperature in your house never changes. Your next meal is guaranteed. Your biggest threat is a low phone battery. This isn't life. This is a padded cell, and you've become institutionalized. Dependent on comfort like a drug, withdrawing violently whenever reality intrudes. Epictetus was tortured, enslaved, had his leg deliberately broken by his master. He laughed and said, "Lameness is an impediment to the leg, but not to the will." Meanwhile, you skip workouts because it's drizzling. You abandon goals because they're hard. You quit relationships at the first conflict. Comfort has made you soft in ways you can't even perceive. Your tolerance for discomfort is so low that a delayed text message can ruin your day. A critical comment can destroy your week. A minor setback can derail your year. You're not fragile. You're untested, living in bubble wrap, wondering why you can't breathe. The Spartans had a saying, "Come back with your shield or on it." No third option, no comfortable middle ground, no participation trophies. Victory or death, nothing between. When did you last approach anything with that intensity? Tonight, sleep on the floor. Tomorrow, take a cold shower. Not forever, just once. Feel your body rebel. Feel your mind negotiate. Feel comfort calling you back like a siren. Then realize that voice isn't protecting you. It's imprisoning you. Skip a meal. Not from diet culture, but from power culture. Sit in silence for an hour. Not from meditation, but from confrontation. Walk somewhere instead of driving. not from environmentalism, but from rebelism. Each discomfort you choose is a vote for the person you're becoming versus the corpse you currently are. Luxury isn't the goal, it's the trap. Every comfort you can't live without is a chain you've forged yourself. And right now, you're wrapped in so many chains, you've mistaken them for jewelry. Type this declaration: discomfort is my dojo. Number 6. Your thoughts are poisoning you. At 3 a.m., you're lying there marinating in your own mental venom, replaying conversations from 2015, rehearsing arguments that will never happen, building entire universes of catastrophe from crumbs of possibility. Your mind isn't thinking, it's decomposing. Marcus Aurelius wrote while plague ravaged his empire, "The universe is change, our life is what our thoughts make it." He wasn't philosophizing, he was surviving. Because thoughts aren't just ideas, they're architects, and yours are building prisons. That voice in your head, the one narrating your inadequacy on repeat, that's not consciousness, that's mental cancer, metastasizing through every corner of your awareness, turning healthy ambition into paralyzed perfectionism, turning reasonable caution into paranoid anxiety. You think 60,000 thoughts per day. How many serve you? How many are just reruns of yesterday's failures, previews of tomorrow's disasters? You're not having thoughts. Thoughts are having you, possessing you like demons, using your brain as their playground. The Stoics called it prosos, continuous attention, not to everything, to what matters. But you're paying attention to ghosts, conversations with people who forgot you exist, scenarios that have a 0.01% chance of occurring, mental movies where you're always either the victim or the villain, never the victor. A Zen master once held a glass of water for an entire lecture. At the end, he asked, "How heavy is this glass?" Students guessed various weights. He smiled. "The weight doesn't matter. Hold it for a minute. No problem. An hour, your arm aches. A day, you're hospitalized. The weight never changed. The duration did." Your thoughts are that glass, that resentment from 5 years ago. You're still holding it. That rejection that lasted 5 minutes. You've extended it to 5 years. That criticism someone probably forgot. You've carved it into your bones. Tonight, practice the Roman Emperor's meditation. Before sleep, review your day, not with judgment but with ruthless honesty. Which thoughts served you? Which thoughts sabotaged you? Which thoughts were even yours versus programming from society, family, fear? You'll discover something horrifying. Most of your thoughts aren't even original. They're inherited anxieties, borrowed fears, societal viruses. You're thinking other people's thoughts and wondering why your life feels foreign. The mind is either your throne or your torture chamber. Right now, you're both the prisoner and the guard, keeping yourself locked in solitary confinement with thoughts that would be considered war crimes if inflicted by others. Number 7. Silence is your superpower. In 1962, a composer sat at a piano for 4 minutes and 33 seconds without playing a single note. The audience rioted. They came for music. He gave them silence. That piece, 4:33, became the most controversial composition in history. Because silence terrifies people more than death. Seneca understood. All cruelty springs from weakness, and nothing reveals weakness faster than someone who cannot tolerate silence. Watch them fill it with nervous laughter, unnecessary words, digital noise. They're not living, they're running from themselves. You fear silence because silence is the mirror. No distractions, no escape routes, just you and the truth of what you've become. So you blast music, binge shows, scroll endlessly. Anything to avoid the conversation with yourself that's 20 years overdue. But silence isn't empty space. Silence is the womb of genius. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every moment of clarity was born in silence. While everyone else is broadcasting, the powerful are receiving downloads from the universe that only come through when the static stops. The oracle at Delphi had 3 maxims. The most famous, know thyself. But it was carved in silence, consulted in silence, understood in silence, because truth doesn't shout. Truth whispers, and you can't hear whispers in a nightclub of noise you've created. Your ancestors sat with silence for hours, hunting, crafting, walking, thinking. They didn't have podcasts for every commute, playlists for every moment, content for every second. They had silence, and from that silence came philosophy, astronomy, architecture, revolution. Now you panic if your earbuds die. You refresh apps when there's nothing new. You create noise to feel alive while silence is trying to resurrect you. You're a technological zombie, animated by stimulation, terrified of the quiet that would actually heal you. The Navy SEALs have a saying, slow is smooth, smooth is fast, but they train it in silence. Hours of silent swimming, silent waiting, silent strikes. Because silence isn't just tactical, it's transformational. In silence, you stop being reactive and become responsive, stop being programmed and become powerful. I spent 3 days in complete silence once, no talking, no music, no inputs. By day 2, I wanted to scream. By day 3, I understood why monks smile. Silence isn't punishment, it's purification. All the mental garbage you carry becomes visible, then unbearable, then unnecessary. Try this tomorrow. Drive in silence, eat in silence, walk in silence, just 20 minutes. Feel the panic, feel the discomfort. Feel your mind scrambling for stimulation like an addict looking for a fix. That desperation, that's your weakness showing. That resistance, that's your chains rattling. Silence is the first language you knew. Before words, before thoughts, before fear. You came from silence, and you'll return to it. But between birth and death, you've forgotten your mother tongue. Write this vow. In silence, I find my power. Number 8. You're addicted to being busy. I'm so busy has become your identity, your badge of honor, your excuse for everything. But busy isn't productive. Busy is bleeding, and you're hemorrhaging life while calling it success. Epictetus taught, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Replace wealth with time. You're time poor because you're want rich. Wanting to be everywhere, do everything, please everyone, you're not busy. You're scattered. The modern lie is that busy equals important. But watch the truly powerful. They have space in their calendar, time to think, room to breathe. They're not busy, they're selective. While you're drowning in obligations, they're swimming in options. Your busyness is procrastination in disguise, avoiding the one thing that matters by doing 17 things that don't. You know exactly what you should be doing. That project, that conversation, that decision. But instead you're busy. Busy with emails that don't matter, meetings that don't matter, tasks that don't matter. A fisherman in Mexico was lying on the beach. A businessman asked why he wasn't out fishing. I already caught enough for today, he replied. The businessman launched into a speech about expansion, employees, profits. The fisherman asked, then what? Then you can retire and relax on the beach." The fisherman smiled. "What do you think I'm doing now?" "You're the businessman, running in circles, calling it progress, exhausted by evening, empty by morning, busy building a life you're too busy to live." The Stoics practiced via negativa, the path of removal, not what to add, but what to subtract. Your calendar doesn't need more, it needs less. Your day doesn't need optimization, it needs obliteration of the unnecessary, the obligatory, the habitual. That networking event you're attending? You're not networking. You're hiding. That side project you're starting? You're not expanding. You're escaping. That yes you just gave? You're not helping. You're avoiding. Avoiding the focused work that would actually change your life. Being busy is the most acceptable form of laziness because it looks like work, feels like work, but produces nothing except exhaustion and the illusion of importance. Tomorrow, cancel something, anything, feel the relief. Then cancel something else. Keep going until your calendar looks empty to others, but full to you. Full of possibility, power, presence. Number 9. Fear owns you completely. You're not living, you're managing fear. Fear of failure, so you don't try. Fear of success, so you sabotage. Fear of judgment, so you conform. Fear of loneliness, so you settle. Every decision you make is fear's decision. You're a puppet, and fear pulls every string. Seneca faced exile, conspiracy, forced suicide, and wrote, "Every night before sleep, I die. Every morning upon waking, I am reborn." He understood what you don't. Fear of death is fear of life. And you're so afraid of dying, you've forgotten to live. That dream you abandoned, fear killed it. That person you didn't approach, fear blocked it. That truth you won't speak, fear silenced it. You're living in a haunted house, but you're the ghost, haunting your own potential, too afraid to manifest fully. The voice that says, "Be realistic," that's fear. The voice that says, "What will people think?" Fear again. The voice that says, "Not yet, not ready, not enough." Fear wearing the mask of wisdom. You've internalized your warden, Stockholm Syndrome with your own limitations. A warrior tradition states, die before battle. Not literally, psychologically. Accept death and fear loses its leverage. But you're negotiating with mortality, bargaining with reality, trying to stay safe while wondering why you feel dead. Your comfort zone isn't comfortable. It's a coffin padded, familiar, slowly suffocating you. Every time you choose safety over growth, you're choosing death in installments. A payment plan for regret with interest compounding daily. The Stoics had premeditatio malorum, imagining loss before it happens. Not to manifest negativity, but to murder fear. Lose everything in your mind, and you're free in reality. But you won't even imagine success, let alone failure. Living in limbo, calling it life. That conversation you're avoiding, have it tomorrow. That risk you keep calculating, take it blind. That change you keep planning, execute it now, not when ready. Ready is fear's favorite lie. You'll never be ready for what matters. Do it afraid. Fear isn't the enemy, obedience to fear is. Fear says, jump. You ask, how high? Fear says, stop. You freeze. Fear says, hide. You disappear. You're not anxious. You're obedient. Following orders from a dictator that lives in your head. Number 10. You're performing, not living. Shakespeare wrote, "All the world's a stage," but he was wrong. The world is real. Only you are acting, playing a character you didn't audition for, reading scripts you didn't write, Performing for an audience that isn't watching. Marcus Aurelius knew how much trouble he avoids, who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does. Yet you're obsessed with your performance reviews from people who can't even remember your last name. Your Instagram isn't your life. It's your propaganda. Your LinkedIn isn't your career. It's your costume. Your personality isn't you. It's your performance. And you've been acting so long, you've forgotten who you were before the show started. Every filtered photo, curated caption, strategic status update. You're not sharing. You're selling. Selling a version of yourself that doesn't exist to people who don't care for currency that doesn't matter. Likes, follows, validation, digital dopamine that evaporates faster than morning dew. You wake up and immediately check how your last performance was received. Likes, comments, shares, the applause meter for your one-person show. But behind the curtain, empty. The real you is atrophying while your avatar gets all the attention. The Stoics had a practice. Live as if you're already dead. Not morbid, liberating, because dead people don't perform. They don't manage perception. They don't maintain image. They just are. Or aren't. No middle ground of maybe. That person you're pretending to be, they're exhausting you. The successful one, the happy one, the one who has it together. Meanwhile, the real you is screaming behind the smile, suffocating behind the success story, dying behind the display. You know what's truly powerful. Disappointing people, not meeting expectations, not playing your assigned role, watching their confusion when you break character. That discomfort you feel, that's not embarrassment, that's emergence. The real you trying to break free. Tomorrow, post something real, not vulnerable but still flattering. Real, messy, unfiltered, uncomfortable. Watch the response. Most won't know how to react because they're performers too, and you just went off script. Or better yet, post nothing. Let a day pass without documentation, eat a meal without photographing it, have an experience without sharing it, feel a feeling without broadcasting it. Remember what life felt like before you became your own paparazzi. Type this final truth. The show is over. Life begins. You've just swallowed 10 pills most people spend lifetimes avoiding. Your mind is rebelling. Your comfort is threatened. Your ego is wounded. Good. That's the medicine working. The Stoics didn't promise happiness. They promised power. The power to remain unshaken when the world shakes. The power to stay silent when everyone screams. The power to focus when everything fragments. These aren't just lessons. They're weapons, and now you're armed. But weapons unused are just decoration. Tomorrow you'll wake up. The noise will return. The distractions will multiply. The old you will whisper sweet excuses. That's when you'll discover who you really are. The person who read interesting ideas, or the warrior who implements them. Marcus Aurelius's last words were, "Go to the rising sun, for I am already setting." Your sun is rising right now. This moment, not tomorrow, not after preparation, now. If this hit your soul, not just your mind, like this video, share it with someone drowning in their own noise. Subscribe and ring that bell. Your transformation needs witnesses. Comment, "I am silence" below. The crowd is deafening. But you? You just learned how to become thunder. Your silence starts now.